Welcome to Car Talk. This is not talking about cars, this is talking inside of a car. Today's topic is about what it's like being an entrepreneur, being a business owner. I've said it before countless times, and I'll say it again till the day that I stop breathing or am able to talk, that having a business is a lot like having a child. There's never a day you're not a parent, and there's never a day you're not a business owner. A fantastic example of this came up the other day on Christmas, of all days. I had a wonderful Christmas Eve, a wonderful Christmas, but the day or two before Christmas, a big shipment came in, about 17 large boxes, which did not fit in the basement, so I had them in the garage. And I have a heater in there to keep stuff climate control so it's not freezing, but a big cold front came through the Midwest and much of the country, and the heater was not able to keep up in the garage, not insulated kind of thing. So it was getting too cold in there, so I had no option but to get those into the basement climate controlled area. On Christmas night, after the fun, the festivities, a couple beers, after that, and I got home and the kids were asleep, I had to take 17 boxes from the garage into my basement, 17 trips, because they're all big boxes. Now, is that right or wrong? Who knows? But that's a good example of what life is like as an entrepreneur, because it's all give and take. There's days my kids need all my attention, days they need none of my attention. And there's days the business needs all of my attention or none of my attention. But there's always a chance that something's gonna need something. And that's just a good example that really came to mind on Christmas night about some of the quirks, the intricacies of what it's like owning a business and being an entrepreneur. Because people think it's all sit back and put your feet up and sit at the desk, and that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Every self-made entrepreneur you know that has created a real business, not a business selling businesses, but an actual real business, has worked their butt off and continues to work their butt off. And don't believe the crap you see on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook and all this stuff about, oh, sit back and relax, making millionaires. It's stupid, it's ridiculous, it's unrealistic, and it's lying right to your face, hoping to capitalize on your ignorance. And most of those people are going to be wishing they would have done something else in about a year or two when their idea is no longer working and they've been on autopilot making millions and realize you can't do that in real life. But that's just an idea. It was a small rant based off the topic of what it's like to be an entrepreneur, because that is a lot of what it is. And it wasn't a long thing, probably it's 20 minutes. It's 20 minutes, but Christmas night, a day I intended to do zero work, something needed my attention and something had to get my attention, because that's what it's like. That's the cost you pay to have the, Gary Vee would say, to have the audacity to work for yourself, to make a good living, to make a lot of money on your own terms. It's going to be hard. There's going to be sacrifices. But that's what it's like being an entrepreneur and a small business owner. Car Talk, Tyler Dalton.